and your mindset. And we'll get into that here in a minute, like what you can do, all those things that you can really do to stay inspired on a daily basis. There's just some habits and some things you can do daily that didn't take that long. And then another thing, when you're taking inspired action is you're really allowing the universe or your creator, whatever you call it, to like help you orchestrate the events that you don't have any control of. That goes back to letting go of control and being, because I used to have a pretty bad issue with being controlling. I tried to control everything, and that was not productive. I didn't really try to control people. It was something that was doing unconscious, but it's just letting go of control, trusting the process, doing what you are responsible for doing, and doing those things daily, and letting go and staying detached from what other people are doing. And as long as you're helping them and guiding them and doing the right thing to serve them, then and communicating with them properly, setting boundaries, and just letting go of the results and what they're doing, then you just stay inspired. It's so freeing. It's like you gain like all this freedom when you just wake up and do what you're supposed to do and let go of everything else.
You're staying inspired with a little bit of detachment.
A lot of detachment.
That seems to be the theme of the week, actually. That seems to be the topic of this whole week. I mean, every friend I've talked to, Kim and I last talked about detachment. That seems to be the biggest issue.
I love being detached
these days is detachment. People just don't know how to. You put in action. You say what you need to say, and then you back up and
let go.
And
let go and let
or
God.
The universe take over.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And that's all you can do.
I'm just getting goosebumps talking about detachment because I know some people are like, oh, detached, that's hard, that's cold. No, it's not. It's like, that's just another form of like loving yourself and loving other people, giving them the freedom to be who they need to be. And that, to me, that's inspiring. That makes me want to take more action.
I try to get my clients on the massage table to detach because I do a lot of medical massage, some really deep tissue stuff that hurts. And I always say, just imagine you don't have an arm. Mentally detach from your arm or your leg or whatever. And a lot of people can't do that, and I think that's good practice, so go get a deep tissue neuromuscular massage that's really painful and try to mentally detach from that body part. Some people can do it, some people can't. And I think it's the same concept as emotional stuff as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Detach. So getting like I said, start off with a little inspiration. Just do these things and start getting inspired a little bit. It's not this big, huge quantum leap of waking up and being this super conscious and super amazing, inspired person.
But how do we get inspired, though? How do people get inspired? How does Toby Brand find? 'Cause, you almost have to look for it.
Well, it's right there. It's available to us. Our inspiration is available to us all the time. Everything that we desire is available to us all the time. It's within us and it's right in front of us. We just have to wake up to it and take the actions and really develop that faith and that belief and that behavior and that attitude and those actions. And if you don't have that type of mindset and way of living, it can be overwhelming to think like that, However, it can change your life. It's just these simple little things, and it did not happen with me overnight. I mean, I'm waking up more and more every day and getting more and more inspired. But every morning and I talked about this on my first podcast, is that, I get up and actually I posted a video the other day about this and it mentioned it, but the first 20-30 minutes you wake up is the most important part of your mindset of the day, because whatever you're doing is what impresses your mind for the day. It's the most impressionable. I think I'm saying that right. And so when I get up, like, I turn music on, I drink a big thing of water.
Okay.
I write, I watch motivational videos. I have all these amazing things I'm reading, and then I apply it. And once I start getting the results, that's kind of like inspiring. I pray, I meditate. I just do these simple things. And the one key thing I encourage people to do is get up and exercise first. Get up and move your body and release some dopamine. Release those neurochemicals that just it's like miracle grow. It just starts making you feel good. And then do your spiritual work. Protect your spirit. Don't get up and just watch the news. I mean, you can watch the news. I used to watch the news, and I like watching the Today Show.
Depends on what the news is.
Yeah.
If it's educational news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's okay. I'm not judging people if they watch the news. That's okay. But just, if you really want to just get some great results in your life and have control over your emotions, then get up and take care of your mindset, protect your mindset, and protect your inspiration. Read books, learn, invest in your mind. And there's free stuff online that you can Google and watch. If you don't like to read, then watch videos, listen to podcasts, listen to motivational stuff, watch your church services online. Whatever it is, get out in nature. That's the big thing, is get out 20 minutes a day. That's really good.
Get some sun.
Yeah.
Sun is so important.
Yeah, and change up have structure and have a routine that'll help develop habits, but, go and have fun. Go to places, art galleries, restaurants, stores, get out. Go look at what really gets you excited about life, but do it consistently, like on a day-to-day basis. You have to dig deep. Sometimes it takes a while for some people to figure out what inspires them, so you got to kind of be patient with people, especially the business I'm in. I have to be really not impatient, but patient with people, because, they don't, when I start working with people, they're not always the most inspired people. So part of my job is to ask a lot of questions, and ask brilliant questions, ask interesting questions, dig deep, help them overcome some things. And then they start, just overcoming things can be really inspiring for people.
So, to sum it up, what I'm getting from what you're talking about is that we are responsible for every moment of every day, and we have to be, that's our next topic of a podcast, conscious. We have to be conscious and find and practice that inspiration. I mean, it's already there. Our inspiration is already there, but we have to be attuned to it. We have to be conscious of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So many things inspire me. And, one thing I want to mention before we end the podcast today is, it is really important to have people around us that inspire us. So many people I have in my life inspire me. Like everybody, all my friends, almost everybody that I communicate with and I'm really close with, really inspire me. My daughter inspires me. You, Dustin, you inspire me. You're amazing, by the way. Like you really are. And
you're making me blush.
I learned so much from you, and my aunt and uncle inspires me. God inspires me, and people that I'm working with, and the people that I love. Just loving people inspires me, and work that I do, and feeling healthy. It's bizarre because my inspiration is getting really radical these days, because it's like just waking up and taking healthy actions and it's like I feel like I have so much more control over my life now and myself, and that inspires me. And traveling and meeting new people inspire me. So I know what inspires me, so I consistently keep doing that, and in just showing people gratitude and love and doing the right thing, that inspires me because it feels good. Mm-hmm. So why not keep doing it?
Inspiration, that means you're living in spirit,
yes.
But you're also medically, it means taking in air. You're breathing it all in.
Yeah, like you're breathing in this life force by the things that you do and you plug your mind into and your spirit into, and it just gives you that energy. And that might be a little far-fetched for some people that aren't really in that inspired life right now, but just be patient with yourself. Just start out small, like maybe listening to something amazing for 10 minutes and then just writing for 10 minutes and moving for 10 minutes in the morning, and then bump that time up where maybe you're getting up and moving your body and exercising for 20 to 30 minutes or 40 minutes and then writing for 20 minutes and, listening and reading something for 20 minutes. Just start off really small with these really small steps, and it can really make a big difference. And surround yourself with amazing people, And
I would like to make a point too that what Toby is talking about, it takes practice. You have to practice it every day, and it takes some time. And then it becomes automatic. Just like anything we do in life, if you practice it, it becomes a routine, it becomes a ritual, and then it's automatic, and then you don't have to think about it. It becomes a part of your life and your daily routine. So a lot of the listeners out there are like, it's just going to take so much time and work and effort. Well, you have to start somewhere.
Well, that's uninspiring.
Yeah.
That's not a very inspiring life.
I know, but just there's a lot of people out there like, man, these people sound like they're perfect, and we're not.
We are
perfect.
so not perfect.
And it's
not about that.
I'm sure it's taken Toby a lot of.
I could talk about my mistakes
effort.
all day long. What I've made in my life, and no, I'm still going to make mistakes and fail and make choices, but that's part of it. However, I'm inspired, so I'm really focused on making inspired decisions. I wrote down since you just said that, what you just said, there's a lot of people out there like, oh God, just probably getting exhausted by listening and thinking, oh, that's what I have to do. But start off small. So kind of what I want to say too, and I want to wrap this up with something great, but I wanted to go over I already talked about inspired action versus action. And so the uninspired action, when you're in uninspired action, when you spend a lot of time trying to figure out what actions to take. I have been there. And you make lists and you research all the options to justify, like which ones are best. You feel frustrated, you feel overwhelmed that there's so much to do. I used to feel like that. I used to get like that. I used to get so overwhelmed by all my responsibility.
I still get that way.
I don't get that way that much anymore. I mean, I know I have a lot going on right now. I'm moving, big changes. I got all kinds of stuff going on. Probably a year ago, 2 years ago, probably a year ago, maybe even two months ago, I would get overwhelmed. And I mean, obviously, I experience overwhelming emotions sometimes, but it's not like this. I don't get also uninspired action. You get tired. You feel depleted. It just feels like work. You don't want to do it, but you feel you have to. That feeling like you just feel so obligated, and so that's not a place to be.
But you have to look at things. The way I go about that type of action is, yes, there's things that I have to do in the day, and I know that I might be wasting my time. But if you look at it like there might be an opportunity there. Yes, I'm doing something that I might not enjoy, but if I look at that action as, well, I might meet somebody with an opportunity, I might, doors might open up.
See, I like that attitude right there. That's amazing.
So being really optimistic about everything that we do in life, maybe you have to go to a meeting that you're not really enthusiastic about it, but if you change your mindset and say, well, I might meet somebody, or there might be another opportunity. You never know. If you're just walking to the Starbucks, you might run into somebody that brings an opportunity. I'm
an opportunist. There's opportunity in everything, especially just what you just talked about. I love what you just said. And that inspires me because,
Yeah.
and I know that's how you are. That's one thing I just am so grateful for about you and admire about you is that, you know,